they're not giving Liv a shot on a main event when you got 12, maybe even sometimes 13, 14 pay-per-views a year.
What I'm telling you right now.
She's getting a shot.
If they have
after all the equity they put into Liv, of course she is.
That's what I'm saying is cool. That's correct. But if they combine the titles right now, if they do what you said and combine the titles, what I'm telling you is it's going to be some time before Liv gets in a position to be a challenger because it's going to be so top heavy. That's what a fucking one roster does, unfortunately. It's going to be so top heavy. It's going to, there is no utopia in our wrestling world where it's not going to be top heavy. And that's what I get frustrated with wrestling fans of, like, if you know what it is and you don't want to accept what it is, that's an oxymoron because
what is not being accepted by saying, hey, they could change to a single title.
They can, but what I'm saying is they only are able to change what's top heavy. How? Who? They only are able to change and shift who becomes top heavy. How? Because the conversation of if somebody asked you if there was one champion for the women's title and they said who's the women's champion and you said Liv Morgan and they say who is that and you show them Liv Morgan.
What? It doesn't work?
Does it? Does it? It does it. If you show them the difference between if you show them.
Well, if you show them Rhea.
No, if Rhea, Bianca, Charlotte, Sasha, Liv. Which one out of them don't look like the other? If you're talking about presentation of the champion.
I think the only difference between Liv and them is that she's like the same size as Sasha. So you're saying that Sasha fits, but Liv doesn't. She's like a little smaller than her.
Okay.
I think that Liv and what we're talking about, if you're keeping it real with yourself, like you're saying, this is what we know wrestling is.
Correct.
Liv fits for what they go for. Trish Stratus was like this, like the same height.
Yes, I'm not talking about. What I'm talking about is everything encompassing name power, star power, physical attributes. Everything matters. Liv is being built to be mattering, but she don't matter.
That's why I keep saying she's going to be champion based on her in-ring work. Because she just needs to add a little bit more, and that takes time, you know.
But what I'm telling you is that when she becomes the top, it ain't top heavy. That's my when she becomes the top, it ain't still top heavy, nigga.
So you think that if they go to one title, there's no way she can be the women's champion?
That's my whole point.
So you think she's like a tag division type of chick?
Or a challenger that wins it but loses it. Like she isn't top heavy.
Okay, got you. She can be. I mean, she can be. I want to see her develop more, and I do. I mean, she had a good match. I mean, I'm not diminishing her. I'm not diminishing her wrestling, her ability. I'm not diminishing the budding star potential that she has. But what I'm telling you is that Montez Ford, right? There is no fucking ifs, ands about his star making. You know what? If they hit one title, can Montez Ford be champion?
Absolutely.
See?
Absolutely. He can be top heavy. He can be top heavy. And you know why he has top heavy? Because also he has an asset. His asset is what? Another top heavy person on his side, which is his wife. That also matters too. Like, because my thing is the assets that live, like Alexa Bliss, when she's at the top, they're forcing how top heavy she is, but her name don't ring bells like when other people are at the top. You know what I mean?
But for who and what's the audience you're talking to? That's the thing. For this audience, we know what's top heavy to us. When they put Alexa there, a lot of these weird dudes be going crazy for her. A lot of these little girls go crazy for her. They love the doll. So
I think that Liv is a new generation.
Money wise,
correct.
Is that top heavy? I don't know.
Oh, but see, now we talking about creative and business now, right? Creative and business intertwined.
So Alexa might be top heavy with money though.
Okay, but I never complained about money decisions.
So my point is, you just said Alexa's not top heavy. You know, you just said that. Yeah. But with business, it would be that. So I'm looking at WWE as a whole. So when you put creative, business, everything together right now in the wrestling industry, what move should WWE make? I would make a radical decision.
Liv don't move no.
It's not even about Liv anymore because she might not.
But certain names like Roman say move needles.
Yeah,
correct.
She's not there yet, and I'm not ever saying that. I had one banger where I gave her props, and that was the problem because I just think that she can wrestle. I'm like, I never thought that before. I said it even in the bangers. I thought I didn't always think that she could be champion, but now I'm starting to believe it. You know. Because when you talk about marketability, she has that. But it's not even about Liv. Let's take WWE, where we are professional wrestling. Something that's going to move the needle, making the championship one title after 20 years of you having there to be two champions, I think changes the dynamic of how the industry goes from this point forward for the next 20 years. And I think that will be a change that does change the matter which things move backstage. It makes it a little bit more competitive. It makes it a little bit more like, all right, I got to get better at my craft. And people start to then perform your script better, hopefully. They start to perform your matches better, hopefully. You know, and there's some people who I watch and I see every single time, I see passion, and they give it all. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Tyler Black, Seth Rollins, they come out there and they're just in their blood. There's a lot of people on their roster that going out there and they're reading the lines, and I can see that. I think if you make it one title, hopefully we can weed through the cracks of that shit. And you guys gotta fucking come here and show out. And then the right people get fired, and not people who have that potential to be more. But I mean, everything's subjective. So I might think the right people is one person, and you might think it's somebody else. So that's my whole take on wrestling right now and WWE. Am I gonna beat the drum if they don't do it? Nah. They can keep it together because I like Royal Rumble. Like I'm gonna watch Royal Rumble still. And I'm still a fan. So I'm not saying that it's like cutting the business or anything. I'm not going that length. But if you're in a place where you have to draw from Raw to make a main event for SmackDown that actually has people say, yes, I want to see that, just remove the plot hole. Let's bring it to one place. And that's also the creative side.
But I'm saying if you remove the plot hole and I just set it on one side, how does Doudrop get a main event match at the Royal Rumble?
I think that Doudrop will get it at some point. It might not be the Royal Rumble. It might be over the limit. Who knows? But I think she still gets it out of the freaking work ethic she put in. And the characters that they're already building. They see something there.
But that's not the point that I'm making. You're talking about if we erase the fucking draft.
I think she still gets that spot. I do.
Okay, then who gets then Seth still gets the spot too. Yeah. If there's one title, Seth still gets that spot.
That's why I'm saying that, just remove the plot hole. Because that's what you're doing anyway. That's my point. I hear what you're saying too, and we're gonna keep going around in circles.
No, I'm saying Doudrop and Liv doesn't be involved in if there's one championship, the only people that's gonna be in that match would be a triple threat between Bianca, Charlotte, and Becky.
Forever?
I'm not saying forever, but you're talking about
for a whole year. That's one main event. And they will be very top heavy. Yeah, they will have a lot more championship runs than the rest of the women on there, absolutely. But I'm not thinking that the woman would never get a shot. I think we have a well-rounded women's roster enough to the point where you can make some of them tag teams that actually find chemistry, and the top heavy girls are gonna have top heavy matches consistently. And let's just see that play out and see how it goes. And they're gonna put Liv there.
But that's what I'm saying. How many? No.
That's what they're gonna do.
But Liv and Piper are not top heavy names when they have Rhea there. That's gonna replace one of them.
You got a point.
That's what I'm saying.
No, Rhea's definitely top heavy though.
Rhea's definitely moving. Wait, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's what I mean.
But she's in tag team right now. That's what she did. But I think in the future, projecting, yes, I feel you 100%. But then they might have to move Piper to a tag division or Liv to a tag division. That's all I see. I think that they have potential to one day. That's all I'm saying is one day. Maybe that's not next year. Maybe it's not the next year. Maybe it's 2023. One day, those two girls are going to be women's champion. I can see it. Like, if you give them the time, I could be wrong.
I'm with that.
I could be wrong because they make their own decision.
But I'm saying they will be women's champion. The only reason why that they'll be women's champion,
transitional champions,
is if there's 2 titles.
All right, man, and I hear you. This is let's lay it down.